Hello, students. This is Mr. Self. I've got your weekly news for you this week. Coming to you from my lovely living room here. Anyway, let's get down to it, shall we? On November 5th, from 3 to 5 p.m., the English department is going to be having a field trip at the zoo. That's a free day at the zoo. Talk to your language arts teachers for any details. Let them know if you're coming. They like to have a head count for that. And if I'm not mistaken, everybody's going to be meeting at the entrance at about 3 o'clock. But again, let your language arts teachers know if you're coming. That way, if you're late, they'll know to be expecting you. Also, on December 4th, the social studies department is going on a tour of the Capitol. The details are going to be coming soon for that, but ask your social studies teachers about that field trip. It's going to be on December 4th again. They're going to the Capitol. The Art and Anime Club are organizing a trip tomorrow to the Denver Art Museum. That's going to be a free day at the Art Museum, and they're meeting at 10 a.m., 10 in the morning, and it's tomorrow, November 3rd. But it's a free field trip to the Art Museum put on by the Anime Club and the Art Club. So, should be fun. The week of December 10th, all clubs are going to be getting together at the Ed Center for pictures. I'm assuming that has to do with yearbook picture time. But ask your club organizers about pictures. It's going to be the week of December 10th at the Ed Center. And another little trip that we're having here too. If you're interested in going on a trip to Rome, there are going to be 2 trips this year from what I understand, and they're both being organized by Mr. Bailey. So I would talk to Mr. Bailey for any details, but they're going 2 trips to Rome. Sounds pretty cool. Last but not least, Acuity. We've got this big Acuity test. We do it 3 times a year. And the first of 3 weeks has just gone past us. If you've already done your Acuity, great. But we've got 2 more weeks, and we ask you as a staff, please, 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 students, do your Acuity the best you can. Answer all the questions that you can. Do the best you can, even the writing portions that some people really don't like to do. But the reason that we ask you guys to do that is that gives us really good data about what you guys know and what you don't know. And that helps us as a staff, as teachers, teach you guys even better. So please, please, please get your Acuity done sometime in the next 2 weeks if you haven't done it already. It's for math and for language arts up to grade 10. If you're 11th and 12th grade, don't worry about it. And if you're an 8th grader, guess what? You got science also. That's all the news for today. Have an enjoyable Friday.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I was asked by Tabby Smith, one of our students with Virtual Academy, to answer some questions for their media club. And I said yes. And then I got the questions. And I still said yes. So here's one of the questions. It is, what songs are included on the soundtrack of my life and why? Well, probably the first song would be I'll Be There by Michael Jackson, because I try to be there for my family and for anybody who needs help. That's one thing that I really try to do. The next song is Undo by Russia Fools. And if you've never heard of it, you gotta listen to it. And that's the only thing I'm gonna tell you about it. And then you'll understand why. The other question is, what are my hobbies? My hobbies are, I love to cook, and I love to play volleyball, and spending time with my family. So yeah, those are my hobbies. And my daughter's trying to come in the background. You can see her foot, back up. If you had to move to another country, where would you go and why? I would probably, if I had to go to another country, it would probably be Italy, because I love seeing the pictures online, and just when you're sitting at restaurants, how all the little cafes and everybody walking places instead of driving. And I just find that awesome and fascinating, and I would love to move there. And the other question is, when you were young, what did you want to be when you grew up and why? Wow, let's see. It's hard to think back that far, but when I was young, what did I want to be? One thing I remember is that I wanted to be a truck driver, because I wanted to travel around the United States and see everything it had to offer, and I was freedom and just no rules, just drive around. And now I hate driving. If my husband wants to go to the mountains, I'm thinking of driving, and I'm like, ugh, I'd rather not. But he does twist my arm every now and then. And then the last question, woo-hoo, if you were stranded on a desert island and could only bring one thing, what would it be and why? There's two answers to that question. My first answer is I would bring a Bible because that's where my faith is. And Jesus said he'd never leave us nor forsake us. And so I know he'd either take me out of that situation or he'd provide food and water and everything else I'd need. But the second part of that question is I would bring my husband because we always said we wanted to die together in peace. So that's what it'd be.
Oh,